Welcome to These Are the Blades of Our Lives, the figure skating show where I talk to you about figure skating like it is drama for our mama. On today's episode, we are going to recap this week in skating. We're starting with the Nepela Trophy, and then we're going to make our way over to Skate Canada, where we got introduced to a giant moose. Yes, Skate America gave us a giant pill bottle. Skate Canada gave us a giant moose head. North America is giving it to us more than we ever wanted. So at Nepela, I looked for this competition like I was the FBI trying to infiltrate some human trafficking ring. Okay, normally I'm able to find these competition, but the geo blocking on this competition was next level. I was not able to find everyone. I found most of it, but not everyone. For the women, honestly, I only found the top two, which was Asun Yoon and no, actually number one and number two. So the top three here for the ladies were Ansun Yoon, Maria Sanuk, and Laura Naki Goodman. I did not get to see Maria's competition, unfortunately, but I did get to see the short for Ansun as well as Laura Naki Goodman. This wasn't like a really competitive outing for any of these women, but Ansu, so this is the thing with women in South Korea right now. So in South Korea right now, with the absence of Hyen Lee and Yu Young because of their suspension, South Korea has three spots for women in world, but they only really honestly have one competitive skater, which is Taeyeon Kim. And I feel like with this outing, and Soo Young did herself a favor. She did herself a favor by putting herself in the conversation for maybe getting one of these two spots. She wasn't perfect. I'm not excited by either one of her programs. Granted, this wasn't the highest video quality for either the short or the free. I felt like she did the job that needed to be done. Again, I keep saying all season, the South Korean women just they need a dose of self-confidence, and they need to inject that into their program because they go into everything so tentative, so timid that it's just hard. I don't know if it's because they're focusing a lot on their jumps and so they don't have a lot for the rest of it, but there's a lack of life in their skating right now, with the exception of, Cheon Kim, who's just like, she's getting the job done. She's about business. I feel like for the rest of them, there's just the energy, the connection, everything is lacking. So I do feel like Insoon did enough here, I think, to win. She did rightfully win. At least I believe she rightfully won because I didn't really see Maria, so I can't say. And now she's putting herself in conversation for South Korea, in terms of maybe getting one of those two spots. Laura Naki Goodman, you guys know how much I love Laura. She has two of my favorite programs this season. Her problem is, so she has the triple, which is like the triple Euler triple. I think it's a triple. She got like what, a triple, is it a triple Lutz Euler triple toe? I think that's her combination. She just doesn't have the technical competitiveness that she needs to really be like top 10 at European or top 15 at Worlds. But I feel like you never know, because if the other skaters falter and Laura is clean, she wasn't clean here. She wasn't clean here, but if Laura is clean, she may just have what it takes to get into a top 10 at European and a top 15 at Worlds. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I was completely wrong, both in my personal pick and in the judges' pick. I thought Anna Pazita was going to be here. She wasn't here. I had Nina Povey In my top three, nope, did not happen. I had Serena Hughes, Regina Sherman, nope. I was, nope. The only one I got right in the top three was Laura Naki Goodman. Oh my God, the drama that was the ice dance at this event. The Nepela event ice dance drama. Where do I start? First of all, I called what the judges were going to do perfectly. This just tells you the level of corruption. I don't even know how to describe it, but I knew to a T the top five. I called them in perfect order. Actually, guys, it could just be luck. Look at me trying to bullshit you guys. It could just be luck that I got the top five correct. But it was just so funny that I got the not what I wanted the top five to look like, but what I thought the judges were going to have as the top five. So in number five, I had Lucia de Mugat and Theo Lemessier, and they were top five. They went on the fifth place here. A really nice French team with a lot of those French qualities that I really, really like. And I feel like they're doing their time. We all know how ice dance is. It's all about reputation. It's all about waiting your turn. It's all about doing your time. And that's what they're doing. They're doing their time here. In fourth place, and I had them in fourth place, was Yulia Tequila and Mateus Velus. The reason why I had them in fourth place is because their rhythm dance is their weakness. Every season, this pair, their rhythm dance has been their weakness, and unfortunately, this season is no different. That rhythm dance, I don't know how they're gonna fix it. It's just not a favorite of mine. Their free dance, which I absolutely adore, a beautiful, Spanish number, a beautiful tango. Unfortunately, she fell in the free, and it just was heartbreaking because it was like right at the beginning of the program, and it kind of like sucked a bit of the energy out of her, but they still did a beautiful performance here, and they were in fourth place. And then in fifth place was Olivia Smart and Tim Dick. Their second bronze medal in 1 month. Again, they have such a fun little rhythm dance. From the very start, when Olivia is tapping her pelvis, I'm there for it. They embodied the theme, they embodied the ideology of what, this rhythm dance is supposed to be about, and they're just having so much fun. And what a difference a dress makes. Again, you guys know how shallow I am. This dress that Madison Chalk designed for Olivia is breathtaking. And the fact that they dolled Tim's outfit from that hideous green to more of a gray, they look fabulous. I love this Dune program, which was funny because at their very first outing, I was like, I'm going to hold my reservation to see what it looks like. It is coming into fabulous fruition. It is just beautiful. And in second place here is none other than nepotism of the century, baby! Diana Davis, and he who drags her flat edge behind around the ice, Gleb Smokin. Oh my God, I thought Ekaterina was out of her diamond money and Putin money. No, I was very wrong. No, she has still got a nice bag to get her daughter that silver medal. The point difference between Diana Davis, Gleb Smokin, and Olivia Smart and Tim Dick is such a joke. Olivia can literally skate circles around Diana on a proper edge. Literally circles around Diana in a proper edge. For them to, like, I, I can't even understand where they found the extra point. It was like Iteri went back and had a meeting with the judges and was like, listen, that nonsense that happened at Skate America where my daughter did not get a medal, I need you guys to rectify that immediately. I need her to not only get a medal, but I need her scores to be boosted to such an extreme amount that heads will spin. Okay, so when I did my prediction video, which I lost because it was in recording. In that video, I said that Diana and Gleb's score was gonna go from 73 to 77. I thought no matter how corrupt this small event was going to be, the max they would go is 77, a 4-point inflation. Iteri was like, you don't know the kind of mother I am. Hold my diamond. No, no, it was a 7-point inflation. They gave Diana and Gleb 80 points for the rhythm dance. 8-0. I know this is a small event and the scores need to be typically inflated, but 7 points for Gichi Gichi Yaya Dada? Oh my God. I, I, I have no words, guys. I have no words. I'm sorry that I underestimated you, Ekaterina. Your diamond money and Putin bag is truly powerful. I apologize for underestimating you. And then in first place here was Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. Again, an 85. An 85. For Halo, okay. All right. I mean, if you're giving Diana and Gleb 80, I guess you have to give Lila and Lewis an 85 because I guess you have to make it make sense. Yeah, this ice dance, yeah, it was very interesting. And then for the men, I actually got the top two correct. I thought Adam Hagera would be top three here. He was in the fourth place. The third place skater, Corey Cecilis. Oh, what a beautiful skater. What a beautiful skater. Lines for days. Musicality, emotion, a beautiful quad toe with both the hands over the head, posture, toe point, leg turnout. He was giving me everything, and I loved it. And then poor Momola, he's fighting with those quads. The Quarto, the Quetzal, every competition he's fighting with them. But I feel like it's a fight that he could win. Again, Momola is another skater. He's very tall, very elegant. Sometimes he has a beautiful free leg. There's a lot that I like about this skater. He's very dramatic. He's very into his Devo. And I like it. I like it. And then we got to the Daniel Grasso. The short program is fine. It's standard Daniel Grasso. But I want to have a conversation with his team and his choreographer about the free dance in which Daniel is portraying a ballerino. So when I think about ballerinos, I'm thinking not Daniel Grasso. Not Daniel Grasso. It's definitely not Daniel Grasso that I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of a ballerino. Why? Because Daniel doesn't have the best posture. He doesn't have the best back. He doesn't have the best turnout leg. He has this thing where his head kind of leans a little. He has this thing where his head kind of leans a little. When I think of a ballerino on ice, I'm thinking about Mikhail Kulyada. I'm thinking about, even within this competition, maybe Corey Cecile, even Nikolai Momola. If we want to talk about more modern ballerino, I'm thinking maybe Denis Vasiliev. When I'm thinking of ballerino, those are the skaters that I'm thinking about. It is not Daniel Grasso, who's. Why would you do this to him? Like, why would you, as a choreographer, sit there and be like, Daniel Grasso, ballerino, yes, I see it, let's do it. And why would you as his team see this program, know the fact that this poor skater has really bad leg posture, has really bad back posture, has this tilted head movement that's quite awkward, and just let this happen? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel, that they did this to you. This is why you need to have the right team around you who's gonna say no, because this was not nice. This was not nice. This was not good. Anyways, that was the Nepela event, and then we moved right on to Skate America, where there was no Ekaterina Tuberetsi in her diamond bag, nor her Putin money, and it was just calm. It was just calm and relaxed. So right off the bat, we're gonna start off with pairs at Skate Canada. So for the pairs, I got 2 out of 3 right. So I got the first place and the third place, who I had in second place. So the actual podium here, well, I would like to say I'm very impressed with pairs. I feel like pairs is slowly but surely building. And I truly believe, and I've said this before, that by the time we get to the Olympics, pairs will be one of the most competitive discipline of the 4. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I feel like at this event, even though both in the short and the free, we didn't have any really, really clean pairs, but I feel like overall everyone is slowly but surely like raising their levels up. Like to start with in 8th place, we had like Kellyanne Lauren and Lucas Itier. Their short program was okay, but in their free program, um Kellyanne had a fall in her opening side by side jump. But after that fall, the rest of the program was really, really good. They just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and every element was decent. And it could have gone the other way after that major fall. And then we get to like Emily Chen and Spencer Akari Hari. What a difference one competition makes. Again, they weren't perfect here, but the last time we saw them in competition, I was like, oh no, this looks rough. But at this competition, I was like, oh, okay, we're moving in the right direction. The side by side, the most of it was landed. The throws, most of it was landed. The lifts look like Spencer wasn't struggling. The twists look good. I was so impressed by the improvement that this pair made just in a couple of weeks from one competition to the next. How much better are they going to be in their next Grand Prix? How much better are they going to be by the time nationals come around? How much better will they be by the time world comes around? Not even mentioning by the time we get to the Olympic. How much more improvement could they make? And then even in 4th place, I have them on the podium, Annika Haka and Robert Cannell. Even them, so much fun in the short program. That twist, always wonderful to look. The throws when she lands them, the best in the business. And they had season best in the free program because most of their elements were clean. Unfortunately, other skaters had more technical elements done right than they did, but still, this was a great outing for them. The podium here was Anastasia Gobanova, Hector Giotopoulos Moore in 3rd place, then Ekaterina Ganesh and Dmitry Shegorov in 2nd place, and then in 1st place was Diana Stiletto Dudek and Maxine Deschamps. Starting with the 3rd place, Anastasia and Hector. From last season to this season, this team has made so much progress. They look so much more together as a pair. They look so much more mature, like they're getting out of that junior mindset that they were in. They look, especially in the short program, not in, they couldn't carry it over to the free, but in the short program, they look faster, they look stronger. Unfortunately, that twist, she always hits his shoulder, always hit his shoulder. If they could get a better twist, I feel like this pair could really be in the conversation. Normally, they're really good on the side by side. I don't know what happened to Hector here on the side by side, but you know what? Sometimes you just don't have your best day. But their throws were mostly good here. Their lifts were mostly good. Again, another pair that was just making a lot of progress. The surprise pair for me here was Ekaterina and Dmitry. The short program was pretty basic. And the free program is not amazing, but what's amazing is their twist. Ginormous twist. Their throws were mostly a little unsteady, but their lifts are really wonderful. They have good speed over the ice. They have good partnering. They mirror each other nicely. They have good lines. Didn't see this team coming, and they ended up winning the free program to be second overall. Uzbekistan gets their first medal in pairs ever. Congratulations. Wonderful to see this. And then Diana and Maxime wins it here. The short program was really solid. Like, it wasn't perfect. I get that. Unfortunately, the free program was a bit of a struggle. It was a bit of a struggle. Diana doubled her jump. Maxine fell on his. The side by side, there was a touch and then a two-footed in the throws. So neither throws was clean. Neither side by side jumps were clean. But oh my God, those lifts, that in between skating. I feel like if they can deliver that free program cleanly, it could definitely be a moment. Obviously, this was not the way that Diana and Max wanted to win Skate America. But again, I feel like having ups and downs in your figure skating season is perfectly normal. Because I know Diana's going to go back, and the next time we see her, it's not going to be the same thing. You better believe it. Then we had the men. Now, I saw on skating Twitter that a lot of people were just very upset about Ilya Melanin's PCS scores. So, as somebody who's watched figure skating for decades, I've lived through the two Chenflation eras, which is Patrick Chen followed by Nathan Chen, and now we are in the inflation era, the Iliaflation era. So because I've already lived through those two inflation eras, this isn't really that big of a deal for me. So I was like, it is what it is going to be. And I'm going to tell you what I think that ISU is thinking. For the past several Olympic cycles, figure skating has been dominated, men figure skating has been dominated by Asian skaters. You had the Patrick Chen era, which bled into the Yuzuru Hanyu era. The Yuzuru Hanyu era bled into the Nathan Chen era. And during that Nathan Chen era, we had the Shoma Uno period in there. So that the only non-Asian men who was really medaling during these periods was really Javier Fernandez. And then Mikhail Kulyada would get on a podium here and there. But the top of the podium was mostly consistently Asian men. And Ilya, the ISU now has a Russian European descent backed by America. The perfect trifecta. And I feel like they're going to do whatever they can to turn Ilya into that champion. And I feel like last competition, where Ilya almost lost the short program to Kalmura, where Ilya did lose the free program to Kevin Amos, it really shocked ISU, and they were like, no, we need to step our game. We need to make sure that we do not have a repeat of Skate America. We need to make sure there is such a buffer that that buffer is insurmountable. And I feel like that's what's going on, and it was to be expected. Listen, I'm fully expecting that by the time we get to the Olympic, Ilya will be getting all tens across the board. Composition, skating skills, everything will be tens. And that's just what's going to happen. And that's no fault of Ilya, and that's just what's going on in the system. And that's also because I feel like the ISU is also desperate to have sort of like a Simone Biles effect in figure skating. But I don't think what's going on in gymnastics will work if you replicate it in figure skating, especially for the men's discipline. It might work for the women's discipline, but I don't think it's going to work for the men's discipline. I think a better strategy would be for them to have like the battle royale, where you have like Adam Sion Hemfa, you have Yuma Kagiyami, you have Ilya Melanin, and they're constantly switching title. You win this event, he wins this event, you win that event, we win this event. We never know who's gonna win. And I feel like that excitement of not knowing and having them be neck and neck would be much better for figure skating than just trying to prompt up just Ilya. But then again, if you do that, then you will have like, I don't think that's what the ISU wants right now. But anyhow, I still felt like this was a really good competition for the men. Unfortunately, Roman Sadowski had a very, very rough short program, and then he ended up pulling withdrawing from the long program, and I did see somewhere that maybe he twisted his back. I hope it's nothing major. I hope he's good and he can come back, for his next competition. In 11th place was Luke Ikanomidis. I'm such a fan of this skater. I get it. He's not technically competitive, but he's so entertaining. He's so unique. I absolutely adore him. In ninth place was Stefan Gugolev. He had such a nice, nice short program. That quad looked beautiful. This is the cleanest I've seen Steven in a very long time. Unfortunately, that long program, he just doesn't have the stamina to do it yet. And I also feel like with Steven, every season he grows more and more. I think he may be taller than Nikolai Memela. I would have to have them stand side by side, but I think Steven may be taller. And I feel like every season he grows. So that must be so difficult for him trying to like gain control of his body only for another growth spurt to hit him. And again, that cautionary tale. When Steven was young, he was just whooping out the quad, squad, quad, quad, quad. And his team didn't give him sound, basic skating skills. And now he doesn't have the quads and he literally has nothing to fall back on. So at least they're now trying to build back, the skating skills. They're trying to, work on the spins and stuff like that. In eighth place was Jason Brown. Oh, that damn triple axel in the short program. And then the free program, it was just the jumps just were not happening. And the thing about Jason is he has all the skating skills. He has the beautiful spins. He has all the qualities to make up for the jumps. But it's just so much better when he has the jumps, when everything is working the way it's supposed to. It just makes it that much better. And you guys already know I have my $1.25 tree candle basket. In that candle basket, I'm putting 2 clean programs at nationals and 2 clean programs at worlds for Jason Brown, because those 2 programs are so beautiful that I need to see them cleanly. In 7th place here, doing very well for himself, was Aleska Raznik. Yes, the Canada. Oh, Canada, yes. I'm trying to will something to happen for Canadian men. I really am. I really am. Keegan Messing. It's not too late to come back. You could do it. You could do it. But yeah, beautiful quad toe. Beautiful quad toe. Nice basic skating skill. This is a skater that I feel like Canada should probably invest more in. I feel like this is the skater that Canada should invest more in, because he has enough of everything to really become a contender with a contender for Canada, a contender for Canada with the right backing, the right packaging, the right everything. I feel like Alaska is probably where they need to be spending their money. And then in 6th place was Gabriele Fragapane. The Pane. You guys know I'm such a fan of Gabriele. I'm such a fan. The reason why is because he's such a street fighter type of skater. I honestly, I wonder if Gabriele is gonna be the skater. How many spots do the Italian men have for Worlds? I don't know. I know they have 3 spots for Europeans. How many spots do they have for Worlds? If they have 3, is Gabriele gonna be the skater that gets dropped? Because they're definitely sending Daniel Grasso because he has the most quad. They absolutely should, send, I'm blanking, Rizzo, Matteo. They absolutely should send Matteo. And then if it comes down to Nikolai Momola and Gabriele Fragapani, I'm wondering if they'll go with Momola over Fragapani. That would be a shame because I'm such a big fan of both of them. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. In 5th place here was Vladimir Letpasev. Again, there's something I do like about this skater. His quads are beautiful when they're on. He has really good jumping basics. But I always feel like he's one of those skaters who can't quite bring everything together. Like the front part of his program will be nice. He'll get his quad toe, triple toe, but then the triple axel will get away from him. He'll start the program off strong, but then he won't have the stamina to complete it. Or he'll start the program as a mess and then it'll get stronger as he grows. Yeah, he's just a skater that I would like to see repackage and that I would like to see gain more consistency. In 4th place here, and I had him in 3rd, is Sota Yamamoto. Sota is mastering those triple axel in that short program. It's always the triple axel that gets Sota. Not here. Not here. Not in the long and not in the short program. Sota was about those triple axel. Again, Sota is not really my cup of tea type of skater. And I say that because there is nothing wrong with Sota in his skating. Everything about him is just fine. And that in itself is probably why he's not my cup of tea of a skater. There's nothing wrong with his skating, with his jumping, with his presentation, but there's nothing that's a wow factor for me, personally. In 3rd place, and making me the happiest ever, was Junhwa Cha. That quad style was a thing of beauty in the short program. The triple loop, triple toe, I think that might have been a little under, but whatever. The triple axel, he took a long look at it. So this last week when I did Skate Canada, Ted Barton was the commentator and I was like fast forwarding a lot. This week it was the British commentator, I forgot his name, and he was so witty. He was like, he took a long look at that triple axel, but he got the triple axel done. And then the skating skills, the spin, the presentation. I just don't understand why the judges refuse to give Junhwa Cha the PCS that he so rightfully deserved. I could understand them not giving it to him when he's not clean, but he was clean in the short program. And then again, he was fairly very clean in the long program. So I just don't understand the PCS score or their inability to give him the PCS score that he so rightfully deserved. It makes no sense to me. That free program is everything. The screaming Spanish lady is hitting all the right notes. For me, he has, other than like Jason Brown, Junhwa Cha has 2 of the best programs for men this season. And I just don't understand what is going on with the judges in Junhwa Cha's PCS. Like, why are they playing my cha baby, cha cha cha? Why? I don't know. And then in 2nd place here, and I had him in 2nd place, is Shun Soto. Love his short program. His jumps in the short program were just picture perfect. He didn't set a foot wrong. There's something so light about his landing. He has beautiful air position, nice straight back, head nicely positioned. Just and beautiful, that beautiful Japanese skating skills, those nice knee bend, the soft buttery cut against the ice, the push, the ice coverage, the travel of his jumps. everything about it just wonderful. The free dance, I think he's still growing into it. Like he took two really hard falls in this competition in that free dance, and I felt like he thought he wasn't gonna be on the podium in the kiss and cry, and when it came out that he was gonna be on the podium, the relief on his face was just amazing to watch. This is a skater that I've been watching since junior, and every season he grows a little more. And again, with the PCS, why are the judges playing with Shun Sato's PCS scores? I just don't get it. And then, the winner here, Ilya Melanin. I really like Ilya's programs this season for him. I like the short program because he looks like he really believes in the music. Like, this is a music that he personally listens to. This music speaks to him, and he's skating it to the best of his ability. And then with the free program, the I'm Not a Vampire, I just think it's wonderfully campy and it's really fun for him. But when he does that backflip, my back hurts. And you guys know I'm trying to save my back. I'm trying to improve my back. When I see Ilya do that backflip and he's trying to do the Surya Bonali version of it, my back hurt. I wish he would stop. Please, somebody talk to his team. Make them stop. But otherwise, he has such a beautiful jump technique. And he just makes everything look easy. He just makes the jumps look easy. And I'm not gonna talk, like I've talked endlessly, and I'll probably talk endlessly again about where I think his skating skills is and all that. I'll talk about that um in another video. But for now, I'm just very happy for Ilya. That's a second gold medal, so he definitely makes it to the Grand Prix final, and we'll just not have to wait to see who's gonna join them. And then we got to the rhythm dance. So I actually picked the top three based on what I thought the judges were going to do, exactly as the top three turned out. The only flip is between fourth and fifth. Fourth and fifth got flipped. But starting at the bottom, Holly Harris and Jason Chen, I don't know what this couple needs to really make a breakthrough. First of all, they never have a clean competition. Like, if we're honest, every competition they make a little some kind of mistake. So I feel like that's one thing they need to do. But again, they have two fine programs this season. I just don't know what the disconnect is. And then we got in ninth place Emily Brady and Ian Somerville. I've already said I'm not a big fan of their rhythm dance, but to be fair, I'm not a big fan of a lot of people's rhythm dance. Unfortunately, in the free program, Ian took a major fall, like just a major fall, and that sort of just took them down from 7th to 2nd. I think Ian is probably one of the best male skaters of his current upcoming generation. And I do think Emily is growing right along with him. I do, however, want this pair to find the right packaging for them, especially in the rhythm dance, because I feel like a lot can be gained or lost in the rhythm dance. In eighth place here is Alicia Fabi and Paul Ayer. This is the Canadian team that I feel like they're really pushing to be that third Canadian team. They are really fast. This pair is really, really fast. At least from the television, they are really, really fast. And they have really, really good edge control. Um, not not really my cup of tea, but a really, really fast pair. My cup of tea, my delicious cup of tea is none other than Hannah Lynn and Ye Kwan. Love their rhythm dance. It is so fun. It is so on theme. It is so on beat. And then the Cruella de Vil. I don't care if you don't give her a medal, but I'm giving her everything. Why? Because Hannah is giving us face, and Ye is right there with her. Hannah Lynn and Ye Kwan is everything in Kuala de Ville. And this is a team that grows every season they go from strength to strength. And I feel like as the season progresses, they're only going to get stronger and stronger. And this program is only going to be better and better. And I know no one else loves their opening lift to the Cruella de Vil, but I love that lift because it looks so effortless. She just kind of like steps on his shoulder. He lifts her up into a split. I love that lift. I love this pair. And then from one love to another love, Omar Brown and Gage Brown. Again, love both of their program. James Brown by the Browns. On it's so on the nose that I love it. This team has such beautiful edge, such effortless control over their bodies, such wonderful lift. Unfortunately, in the free, Ona had to fight really, really hard to keep on her feet doing that twizzle sequence. But that was the only little thing. Otherwise, what a beautiful pair. And then from one pair that I adore to another pair that I adore, Emily Zingras and Vladim Kolesnik. Again, guys, I felt like Skate Canada had all of the rhythm dances that I like and most of the free dances that I like. Truly, truly. Emily Zingras and Vladim Kolesnik, another pair that I really like both of their programs this season. They really came out in the rhythm dance and they looked like they had so much fun. Unfortunately, in the free dance, and they have a beautiful free dance this season, they looked a little tight, they looked a little tentative, and because of that, they went from 4th place to 5th place. But not by much. Not by much. It was barely a fall, but I feel like if they can relax a little more, get more into into their knee, that this program does have the mileage to go the distance. And I feel like this pair has the mileage to go the distance. I do think, like, in terms of American dance pair, of course, we have Madison Chalk and Evan Bates. I do think that second spot is firmly now Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko. I think that third spot is probably going to be a battle between Caroline Green, Michael Parson, and Amelia Zingras and Vladim Kolesnik. It's going to definitely be a showdown at National between those two pairs to see who's going to be that third pair to be sent to Worlds. And then this was just love, 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 love. All the loves of my ice dance life are in this competition. Then it was Natalie Teshlerova and Philippe Teschler. You guys know how much I adore this pair. When I talk about like beautiful edge control, there is a movement in their free program where they both throw their legs up, they catch their blade, and they sort of do like a turn. And the power, the precision, the edge control that it takes to do that movement and make it look effortless. Oh my God. And then their split where she goes up into a full upside down split over his shoulder. I do admit that this pair needs a little better packaging. They do need the right program. But if they could get with a choreographer who can choreograph tailored to them, and they could keep their skating skills, their speed, their power. This team is so powerful. If they could keep all of that and they could get the right rhythm dance and the right free dance, I do feel like their upward trajectory would be unstoppable. Because if it wasn't, I would personally go to the judges and they would catch these hands. This is a pair that I'm prepared to throw hands for. That's how much I love them. That's how much I believe in them. But I do agree that they do need better packaging and they do need better program. But if they could get that, ooh, ooh. And then another team that I really, really like. Oh my God, this was just like, oh my God. This for me right here was a dream competition for ice dance. Is Evgenia Laparova and Jeffrey Bassard. Oh, those Russian. I adore their rhythm dance, and I adored their rhythm dance last season too. This is the pair that I feel like is always a little outside the box with their rhythm dance. And I love that for them, especially this season where the rhythm dancers could be so tedious. This pair is always a breath of fresh air. And then again, I really like their free dance. Why? Because it's uniquely suited for them. I love it when choreographers create for the skaters in front of them. And I feel like this was a program created for Evgenia and Jeffrey to suit their skills and their strength. I was not upset with them being the bronze medal here at all. Very well deserved. In second place was Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Laga, my Lala babies. So apparently they was like, you know what? Your theme of the rhythm dance is whack, and we're not gonna start over. We're gonna go back to our novice day. We have this program from 11 years ago. We're gonna dust it out. We're gonna vamp it a little, and this is what you're gonna get. This is what this rhythm dance team deserve. An 11-year-old program. And I was like, yes, that makes sense. So they dust off their their Austin Power rhythm dance from 11 years ago. Unfortunately, Zach had a really big fall at the and towards the very beginning of the program, and I felt like it took them a little while to get back in the groove of thing, and it sort of like sucked a lot of the life out of the program. So to be honest, I don't feel like I could judge this program, this rhythm dance from them based on their outing here. I want to wait for their next outing. And I'm gonna put it into the candle basket, the $1.25 tree candle basket that they are clean for the rest of the season. And after I see this, this program again in its completion, then I feel like I'll be in a better position to make a decision on whether I like it or not. But there is no need for me to wait because I love their free dance. Having seen all of the free dance um from all of the major parties so far. So having seen the free dance from Chalk and Bates, having seen the free dance from Piper and Paul, having seen the free dance from Charlene and Marco, having seen Lila and Lewis's free dance, I would say this is the free dance of the season. This is the free dance of the season for me. They are on the music, they make you feel something, they move you, and this is just the beginning of the season. I cannot wait to see how this program grows as the season progresses. Love their free dance. Twizzles seem a little shaky in both of their programs, so hopefully they'll work on that a little more. But otherwise, the lifts, spins, edge, the way they're mirroring each other in the program. Yes, I know they even had the Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer, the spread leg um, reverse where the men and the women position is reversed. They remirrored it. Just a lot of wonderful little moments in the free dance, and it's only gonna get better as it grows. So happy to see that Zach and Marjorie are being given the right vehicle for them to grow. The winners here, and rightfully so, were Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier. First of all, I love their rhythm dance. Beach Boys, it was fun. It wasn't taking itself seriously. It wasn't overly difficult. It looked fun and easy. And you know what? Sometimes that's what figure skating and especially ice dance need to look like. Fun and easy. I love this rhythm dance for them. The free dance, I love the fact that Paul decided he was going to be business in the front and party in the back. The cutout of the suit, the red pimp suit with the cutout in the back, is a choice. It is a choice. It's not my choice, but it's Paul's choice. And you know what? I hear it. I hear it. You go ahead and you let your back get some air there. Overall, I like I like their free program. I like their free program. From what I've seen so far, we're dealing with a robot. We're dealing with the ray gun, T-Rex lift from the Beyonce special. And then we have the jazz, the blues jazz from Madison. For me, out of if I had to pick out of those, okay, so this is the thing. With Madison and Evan, sometimes they come out and it looks like a hot mess. And by the time you get to Worlds, it's a completely different program and it's fabulous. So because of that, I can't really say what's going to happen at Worlds. But if I had to make a decision right now, having seen all the top contenders, and I had to make a decision right now, I would give Worlds to Piper and Paul. Right this minute, in this instant, I would give World to Piper and Paul. Why? Because out of all the top teams, they have the best rhythm dance. And then out of all the top team, they have the most cohesive, well put together, understandable free dance. I would say I like 78% of their free dance. And again, this is just the beginning of the season. By the time we get to the end of the season, because I didn't love Wuthering Height right from the beginning, but by the end of Worlds, when he went to stab her, I was there with them. I love that program at the end. And this might happen here too. The coach that said that she was a boutique of figure skating, I'm starting to see the boutique. I'm starting to look through the window. I don't want to come in yet because you still have those other two pairs that I just don't understand. I don't want to come to the boutique yet, but I am peeping through the window. I'm interested now in the boutique of figure skating. So if I had to choose right now in this moment, I would give Worlds to Piper and Paul based on what's being offered to me. If I had to choose right now, I would give Worlds to Piper and Paul. I would give the silver medal to Marjorie and Zach. And I'm saying this with them taking a fall in their rhythm dance. Because even with the fall in the rhythm dance, I still feel like the rhythm dance is one of the better rhythm dance out there because at least it's on theme. Mind you, they dug it up from their novice. What does that say about some of these rhythm dance? This is a program from novice. They dusted up from their novice era. And it's still more on theme than a lot of these rhythm dance. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Gitchy, gitchy, ya, ya, da, da. It's still more on theme. So if I had to pick right now, I would go Piper and Paul first, Marjorie Zachary second, and then Madison and Evan third. Yeah, yeah. If I had to pick right now, that's how I would pick. But anyways, I thought with the I thought Skate Canada Ice Dance was wonderful. It was unfortunate about the fall from Marjorie and Zachary, but otherwise, I thoroughly enjoyed Skate Canada's Ice Dance portion. And then finally to the women, I got 2 out of 3 right. I got the first place and the third place. I honestly thought Kimi Rapon was going to be on this podium, and she was so close. 0.30, 0.30 kept her off that podium. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. So starting off with the 12th place, Yalen Kim. Oh my God, guys. I was hoping so much that Yalen would have a Kevin Amos-like moment. The short program, her triple was doubled. It was like triplets, triple double toe, I think. The long program was a real struggle. Most of the jumps were pop. My goodness, this was a very rough competition for Yelin. But the in between skating was so pretty. It was so pretty. I just don't know how much progress Yalen could make from now until Worlds. Like, can Yalen do enough to justify the South Korean Skating Federation sending her to World when they're trying to keep those 3 spots? Because I feel like a lot of it is just her body being out of practice, her being tentative, and her lacking confidence in what she's doing. And I wonder if these are things that could be cured with time. This was a very difficult watch for me because I love Yalen so much and she has so much potential. And then 11th place here was Soo Young Wee. Again, South Korea has a real problem. They have 3 spots for Worlds and only one really competitive woman skater right now, which is Cheon Kim. Unfortunately, with this outing from from Soo Young Wee, if I'm the South Korean Skating Federation, I don't know. You know, the short had a fall, the free had 2 falls. It's just, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I don't know. I just don't know. In 10th place was Sarah Maud-Dupree. I like Sarah so much. This is a skater with so much charisma, so much character. No triple triple combination in the long program, but there's a girthiness to her jumps when her jumps are on. Unfortunately, most of them were not on here, but I like the way she skates. There's so much conviction, there's so much power. I even like her programs this season. They suit her very well. Hopefully that, the triple triple combination becomes a staple in her skating because there's potential there. Ninth place was Ekaterina Karakova. Oh my God, she took 2 of the hardest falls of the competition. But you know the thing about Ekaterina Karakova that I love? She's a performer through and through. Despite taking those falls, she did not let that stop her. And the step sequence. She sold that step sequence like her life depended on it. And she's so happy and bubbly. And then we have the cats program. Yep, the cat ears are still there. I thought this was like going to be a one-time thing. She would wear the cats for her first outing and get rid of them. No, she loves them cat ears. She's living her best cat life. So Karakova is another one with the triple triple where she does the triple Euler. And oh my God, it looks so not great. Her jumps are usually under rotated. She did really, really well here in the free program because the majority of her jumps were not called under rotated, which means she got enough, revolution in the air. Good for Ekaterina. Good for Ekaterina. And I'm always a fan of Ekaterina because she seems to be a fan of skating. And then right above Ekaterina was Kaya Rutner. Again, the skating skills need to be worked on, the spins need to be worked on, the jumps need to be worked on. I think there is a potential for a really good skater here in Kaya, but I feel like most of her jumps are cheated. Her spin positions are not great. Her step sequence is not great. Her edge is a little shallow. She tends to skate above her blade. She doesn't sink into the ice. However, she went to probably the person who could help her with those things, which is Tracy Wilson. I'm not sure how much Tracy Wilson and Brian Osser can help with the jumps, but in terms of the basic skating skills, she definitely went to a group of people who could definitely help her with that. And hopefully, I hope to see that. In 7th place here was Elaine was Elise Lynn Gracie. Oh my goodness, I really, really wanted Elise to come back fighting here and be so much better. But I don't, I think it's nerves. The jumps again got away from her in both the short and the long. And at this point, I really do think it's just the nerve of never being in this pressure cooker position and finding herself in it right now. The good thing is, both of her Grand Prix are now out of the way, and hopefully they can start working on her mental fortitude so that by the time nationals and by the time national comes around, she can have a really good outing at nationals because that will decide whether she's going to be sent to four continent or whether she's going to be sent to junior worlds. All in all, this wasn't a horrible outing for her, but it probably was not the outing she wanted. In 6th place was Alyssa Liu. I love that short program on Alyssa. I love that short program. It is so beautiful. It is so effortless. Her jumps look so strong. There's so much power. There's so much ice coverage to it. I also love the long program. Donna Summer, she looked like she's having so much fun in that long program. Unfortunately, a long program is a long program for a reason, because while you can manage to get the energy to do 3 jumping passes, when you have to do 7, those edges, those rotations are gonna be called. So in her triple triple combination, she had a hand down. Um, there was several steps out. It just, you could tell she needs more practice. The height of the jumps need to be worked on. The exit of the jumps need to be worked on. But the spins are good. The connection to the audience is better than she ever had it. She looked like she's genuinely enjoying figure skating. For me, in my opinion, I don't feel like this was a bad outing for Alyssa. I feel like Alyssa, for me, if I'm USFS, is still in the conversation to be sent to Worlds. Let's see how much progress Alyssa could make from now to her next Grand Prix, and from her next Grand Prix to National. But I'm still keeping Alyssa in that conversation. And then congratulations to Madeline Skizas. Oh my goodness. She's really starting to make me believe in that Lion King program. Just fighting through all of it, fighting through all of it. The spins look good. Her jumps look the best I've seen them in a long time. And then in the free program, it was like we were back at Olympic Madeline, that Olympic fighter that we saw is the Madeline we have now. Madeline seems determined to fight to regain her national title, and it's wonderful to see. That free dance suits her very well. She was selling every inch of it. Again, it wasn't clean, but it was the best she was capable of doing. If she can continue in this trajectory, this could be a very good season for Madeline. And then the heartbreak, Kimmy Rippon, she looked so disappointed in the kiss and cry. She was so close. Beautiful short program. All the jumps clean. I love that Mother Nature free program. I love the music. I love the packaging. There's something very elegant about Kimmy Rippon. Unfortunately, in the free, it, the struggle was real. The fall and then the triple double double combination, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. The levels on the spins, the level on the step sequence, everything was a struggle. And again, I feel like it's probably because it's so early in this season, but you could tell also because Kimmy wanted that medal so badly. She wanted that medal so badly, but it like point 3 is what took her off the podium. Point 3. So that means if her step sequence had been a higher level, if the triple double double combination had been a little cleaner, if she hadn't taken that fall, any of these ifs, and she could be on the podium. And I feel like that's the hardest when you're so close and there's gonna be so much if. And third place here was Hannah Yoshida. Finally, 2 relatively clean program from Hannah. And she tried the triple axel in the free program and almost landed it. I like both of Hannah Yoshida's programs. Again, because I do feel like Hannah has a unique point of view, and she always tries to portray that unique point of view in her skating. Um, I do feel like Hannah is always a little rough around the edges. It's never quite perfect. It's always good, but never quite perfect. She's that meal that's just missing a little bit of salt all the time. Because if Hannah could really give us her full potential and do it in 2 clean programs, the short and the free, she could easily win everything. Hannah is one of those skaters that could easily win everything if she could just add that little extra bit of salt to her skating. but I feel like it's always something. It's always something that doesn't go quite right when Hannah competes. And then in second place here, and she was another one who had a really rough short program where like most of the jumps just did not want to work for her, is Reno Matsuki. I had her in fourth place here, and I had Kimi Rippon in second place, and they just kind of they swapped places for me. Um, the short program, I think it's a really good short program. I just think this wasn't a really good outing for her. Literally, the jumps just abandoned her completely. And then we got to the free program, and it was a complete different story. Effortless jumping, effortlessly just gliding across the ice. And I feel like with her being in 10th place in the short program, Reno probably thought there was no chance of her medaling. And so she just released all the tension and she just skated in the long program. And it was just a beautiful thing to see. Her spins are so beautifully centered and fast. She has so much speed across the ice, such beautiful soft knee bends, such push, such connection to her core. It is just wonderful. Every jump just goes up into the air in a beautiful air position and lands with a beautiful leg extension. This is the kind of skating that I absolutely adore, and the program is perfectly well suited to her skating skill. This was absolutely amazing. Well deserved silver medal here, and she won the free overall from 10th to winning the free. Amazing. Our winner here was Kaori Sakamoto. I really like the short program. I really like the short program on Kaori. In the short program, she was so fast. She was so into it. Unfortunately, that same sort of energy could not be carried over into the free program. And I think that that's because the free program is still skating Kaori instead of Kaori skating the free program, which sometimes happens to Kaori. Um, but I still don't want to give up on the free program. I still think there's a possibility that by the time it's the end of the season, she'll have a handle on the free program. But she did look a little sluggish here. 2 falls, especially on the flip, is not something we normally see for Kaori. We usually don't have a 2 fall in a Kaori program. One is usually like, but 2 falls in a Kaori program, that's a lot. And she looked a lot slower in this program. She looked just kind of dragged down. Hopefully everything is okay. But with Kaori, I'm never concerned whether Kaori wins or loses a competition at the beginning of the season, or even if she gets beaten at the Grand Prix final. I'm never concerned because Kaori is such a slow burn type of skater that she's just literally gonna slow and steady her way towards the finish line. So I'm not at all concerned. All in all, I truly enjoyed skate Canada. I even enjoyed the moose with the shiny eyes and the smoke coming out of his nose. Yes. And as for spotlights of this event, I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to go with more than one here. I'm going to go with Reno Matsuki for just a beautiful comeback, for not giving up, for fighting and just coming back, you know, when the odds just did not seem to be in her favor. And then I'm going to go with Piper and Paul because I really was ready to just throw away the season in terms of like ice dance, especially the rhythm portion. And I feel like Piper and Paul restored my faith just a little bit in the rhythm dance with their rhythm dance. And I'm 78% on board with their free dance. And then I also want to give a spotlight to Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Lagat because that free dance just looks stunning and I feel like it's only going to get better and better. But you guys let me know in the comment, what did you think of Skate America? Who do you want to shine a spotlight on? Let me know in the comments.